So hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Stockfish 010518, so the development version from the 1st of May 2018, versus Senpai 2.0, and I let them play the what is it called again? Sicilian something gambit, Sicilian morra gambit, which arises after the moves e4, c5, d4, and yeah, this moves here, and I let them play exactly this position of the morra gambit. And here there are a couple of moves playable. Bishop e2 is one of them, or bishop c4. Also what I played, bishop f4, is a move here. Let's go with bishop f4. Today in the coffee house I played this bishop f4 here against someone, and then I played, I think, move a3, or let's see, bishop here d5 doesn't work, takes, knight takes, d5 immediately doesn't work, takes, knight takes. So bishop here, knight there. I think I played the move rook c8, c2, and then we had the move knight to there, putting some pressure to this pawn. Bishop here, and then bishop there something. Yeah, I don't remember this game, but I would probably play something like this. Bishop here. If castles, then we would have this amazing sequence here with bishop takes, king takes, and knight takes here, knight here, with queen h4 to follow. And there is basically no defense anymore, because if you move the rook, then queen check, check again, king here, check, check, and mate, because the pawn is nicely covering the d6 square here. So this is called the Greek gift sacrifice. So this has to be avoided. So let's say d6, that position. But now this pawn becomes very weak. Okay, let's say you do this. I'm not taking there. Taking with the rook. And this pawn might become under threat, so you might as well push it. Then bishop here, castles, and yeah, this position looks pleasant for white. So yeah, we have to move bishop f4. So let's say, yeah, knight c6, rook here, d6, e5, d6 followed by e5 probably. I would first play the bishop to here to give it up for the knight. Let's see, then bishop here doesn't do anything, so I would go there, preempting this pawn to here and pawn to e5. So let's say pawn here. Right now the bishop is still defending the pawn, so you kick the bishop. Let's say the bishop takes the knight, rook takes, and now the pawn is under threat, so e5, attacking the bishop. Bishop here, knight there, maybe trying to go here to attack the bishop, so h3. Now b5 to fiend cat to the bishop and gain some space on the queen side. But this hangs the knight. Okay, this doesn't work yet. So let's say castles. Castles. But what does this bishop here actually do? How can you do something with that? Probably rerouting the knight to here to jump in there. But this is a little slow. And right now this pawn is also hanging. So after this you have to defend the pawn. So probably bishop here is better. And after f6 you then go there. Now you have provoked a weakness. Now this diagonal is weak, and also the knight cannot jump to f6. So probably knight f6 immediately. Now this pawn isn't under threat because the knight is pinned. So then castles, h3, taking the knight, taking there. Still the queen is defending this pawn, and still you are down a pawn. Could maybe go something like queen here, and if bishop there, then you can take here, but also this is not that clear. After rook there, so yeah, but still. Okay, we are exactly in this line right now. Bishop f4, knight c6, bishop here, bishop b4, something like this. No, not that line. Bishop here, knight there, queen here. Threatening rook takes knight, so you kind of can castle play your rook there and bishop here. Yeah, and if you capture there, it kind of doesn't make sense. Here, right now, black has survived, so okay, we have a move. We have, instead of rook c8, c1, after bishop f4, we had the move bishop here and now bishop there, and now we had the move castles. Yeah, I would also go with the bishop here, because on the c4 square it just bites on this pawn. Bishop here is better. Now knight f6, let's say, to attack this pawn, e5. And here loses a pawn. Knight there, probably, yes. Knight there. So you can either go back with the bishop, or you can go there. Okay, we have better move, I think. We have knight to e7. Bishop d6, takes, castles. a5, maybe to not let black develop that easily. Now b5 is met with takes. And then the rook is coming maybe to the d or to the c file. This could be an option. But what happens if, let's say, queen goes there to b6? This program has some problems right now. Hopefully it works soon again, because I want to analyze this game while it's played. Yeah, now it works again. Bishop queen b6, attacking on b2. Yeah, maybe this is not that great for white. So let's say queen d3, maybe a better alternative. Queen d3, castles, e5, trying to go knight here, but okay, knight f5. Maybe some radical move. g4, kicking the knight. Knight goes back. No knight here, but then after g6, don't know, the knight could come in, threatening maybe knight check. This pawn is still defended, so let's say h6, knight check. King could go there. Does this do anything? Takes, bishop takes, king takes, queen h2 check. Only, well, this is mate. Okay, so let's say if you go there, the knight here check, king has to go up the board, queen here check, or even, I don't know if this check or the other check. Let's say you go this check, king here, or we're cutting off the king, and queen here, and you cannot defend against this anymore. You could take there, but it doesn't help you. The pawn is nicely covering this square, so maybe something like this is possible. But we have different move. Instead of castling, we have the move. Instead of queen d3, we have the move a3. And probably bishop takes c3, pawn takes c3, and now castles. And after queen d3, maybe d6 to stop any e5. Now let's put this rook on the open file, attacking this pawn. Well, after d6 it's hanging immediately, so you cannot play d6. Let's say you go f6, trying to prevent any d5 idea, e5 ideas. You could go e5 anyway. e5 takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop takes, knight c6. Again, it's hanging itself. Bishop takes and knight here, attacking the bishop. Oh, it's kind of gave up, so let's replay this game. Hopefully it works now. Minutes. We have to move d5, takes, and d5. Yeah, d5 is possible. In that position, I would go e5 now. Stockfish is calculating queen b1. Takes, queen takes f5. It looks a little bit weird. Let's try to get this position. So okay, e5, c5, d5, pawn takes again. What is with this program today? So let's try e5, c5. This morra gambit. Bishop f4, knight c6 we had. Bishop here, bishop there, castles, knight here, a3, pawn takes, and d5. And now we have to move queen b1. So let's say pawn takes and f5. Say queen here, but then knight here comes. Okay, queen there doesn't do that much. So let's go to c2. e5, I don't know, but knight to g6 maybe. It looks interesting, but I think this f5 is more weakening than anything else, so we have to move castles. Now I will go for e5 here, or rook fd d1 first. So now to pin the pawn. Okay, the queen cannot go there. Let's see, pawn takes, knight here. Okay, rook fd1 is good move. Also takes a knight here. Is a knight here. Also this queen b1 prevents any queen b6 ideas. And you can maybe go to a2 to d2. So let's see what Stockfish is coming up with. Rook fd1. Let's find a move for white, for black. Knight here, maybe attacking the bishop. Bishop moves back. Yeah, but now what? Now this is a threat. Yeah, pawn takes. The queen is still defending the pawn. So you could go... Yeah, e5 doesn't work. e5, then this pawn is hanging. So let's say you go b5. There. Pawn takes. I don't know. Doesn't look that appealing. You can also go there. Try and provoke f6 and then go here. Try and go there. To b5, preventing this. Then maybe a5, bishop here, pawn takes, pawn. Well, a5 is a good move. Threatening the b pawn. Also the bishop is on it, so you kind of have to take it. And now this move could maybe hit. Queen here. Now rook takes there. Well, I don't know. Knight here. Attacking the rook. Also threatening maybe the knight. So, but rook here. It looks interesting, but we have to move queen a5 here instead of knight g6. We have to move queen a5, attacking the pawn here. I will go c4. Well, Yeah, c4. Let's say takes. Bishop takes. Bishop cannot develop, but b5 can hit. Now you could go there. Bishop here, e5, trying to go knight there. Sacrifice maybe something on this square. And also threatening mate, so h6. Probably h6. Rook infiltrating. Okay, we had a couple of moves. Yeah, we have the move e5, but now we have the move. We don't have takes. We have the move rook d8 by Senpai 2.0. Defending the pawn. So now I would most probably go e5, and if takes I would just take here. So let's say e5 takes, and now knight here, threatening mate, or threatening here at least. So let's say g6. Now bishop takes there. h6, knight here, g5 maybe. Well, g5, I don't know about. You could sacrifice maybe. Threatening on the square, so knight here. I'm not taking. Knight takes. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, knight check. King here. I don't know if you have enough for the piece. Probably not. But it's at least an idea. Okay, we have different moves. We have the move taking instead. So takes, rook takes, knight takes, knight here, threatening. I don't know if this is a mate threat. Let's follow it through. I don't know if this is enough. Let's say takes, knight here, immediately, g6. I don't see it a way forward for white, but let's see both evaluations right now. Okay, Stockfish thinks it's slightly better for black, and also Senpai thinks it's slightly better for black. So it's probably slightly better for black. Queen d3 earlier was probably the better move than queen to b1, but we have queen b1. Bishop e3. Bishop e3 we have. Okay, this is a clear threat of this one, but what about b5 now? Pawn takes, well, then bishop takes. Okay, this is probably not on, or even queen takes. So b5 is not on. What do you do against this threat? Queen has no squares. You can go to, if it goes there, and then also this one is coming, so you kind of have to move the rook, but then bishop here, queen there. Maybe you get something out of this. Oh, it's difficult. Bishop f5 also an option. Rook takes, rook takes, knight here, g6. Then you could maybe go in with queen here, but then just I don't know if you want to give up the bishop like that. Bishop here, the queen is still covering that square, but bishop there. Let's see what we get. Also an option is, instead of rook here, just bishop there attacking the queen. Then I would go queen b3. So now this would trap the queen. Yeah, queen b3 looks nice after bishop f5. How do you prevent this actually? Queen can't go back. Well, probably rook here to have an... Oh no, then again bishop here just traps the queen. So you kind of have to do something against this. Bishop e3 is a good move here. That's why Senpai changed its mind to that move. Now bishop here. Yeah, that this is also bad. This is also bad now. Bishop here is the threat. Okay. D takes c5, bishop here. Okay, now you can take rook takes, bishop takes. Now the queen has some escape squares. Let's say the queen goes here, trying to exchange queens. Queen there, threatening the pawn. Okay, it's still hard to develop for white. Let's say you defend the pawn, then bishop here can maybe hit. Queen there. Bishop here, there's still a knight. There is still a knight. Probably knight here to hit on h6. Get rid of the bishop. And now you're pawn down, but you have the bishop pair, so maybe something like this is good. Okay, but we have different move by Stockfish. We have d takes c4, rook takes, queen takes most probably. Now we'll play knight here. Yeah, but bishop there is I'm not taking, of course. So kind of don't wanna have this. Bishop takes here, b5, bishop there. I would go bishop here immediately, but then this pawn hangs. So also rook takes, queen takes, knight here, bishop there, queen takes, rook here, bishop there, bishop there. Then you just take the bishop, yeah, of course. Okay, but we have a different move. We have the move d takes, rook takes, and now knight takes, which is a little odd because of bishop here. Yeah, you have to go queen there. Yeah, maybe get something out of this. Now you have to go queen d5. I could either go there taking immediately and then go bishop takes here. Still there is this now you have no dark square bishop to exploit all this, so that should be okay for black. Queen d5, bishop here, queen takes, bishop takes. Now the knight is threatened, but you have this bishop f5 in between. Well, then you take here another knight and the rook is threatened, so you still cannot develop. Let's say you go there with the knight, or have you got a better square for it? Knight f5. What if you go there then with the knight? Attacking the queen. Okay, the queen can attack both pieces. Yeah, but the bishop can defend the knight. Very interesting stuff here. Very interesting. But now b5 maybe good for this diagonal. Threaten mate over there. Also knight here could come. So let's start with knight there immediately. Threatening checkmate. So you'd have to play f6. And now maybe f3. Or even checking there, picking up the bishop. So maybe this is not what the doctor ordered. So let's say queen here. How can you increase the pressure? Let's say queen there to attack the knight. But then just some knight jumping in here, attacking the queen. Yeah, that's not what the doctor ordered. Okay, you have the bishop pair in an open position, but you're still down a pawn. So this is also probably no bishop here. Queen d5, only move. Rook a2 maybe to go in here. This is the threat now. You still cannot really develop. Well, you could probably develop here. Attacking the queen. Let's say the queen goes there. Attacking the knight. This knight jumps in. Queen goes here. Now there is no threat anymore. Okay. This bishop f5 is really annoying in all those variations. Let's say you go queen c2. Threatening now this pawn. Yeah, this pawn can't be defended. So what about this move? This is probably better. Threatening rook here. So now you have no time to develop the bishop. Well, maybe rook here. Well, you cannot defend the knight now. So you have to go something like knight c6. Then rook here. Where to put the queen? Probably there to try to exchange queens. But then there is this interesting move. Queen d5, where to put the queen. The sad thing is the queen is also always defending everything. So you take and play your knight here. But what does this really do? Now you're 2 pawns down, so this is probably not what Stockfish is calculating. Let's see. Let's try Queen A2. Still, this is the threat. And also this is now a threat. So you cannot simply play knight here, because bishop there and you'll pick up the f7 pawn. So let's say knight here. Very interesting. Now you'd have to start with bishop here, attacking the queen. Where does the queen go? This square is covered. This square, this square, this square is covered, so it can only go to here or to there, or to here or to here or to here. But knight c6, I thought this is not possible. With the move knight, no, not knight c6, bishop there. What's the problem with Queen a2? What's the problem with knight d6? Rook here, you have queen there, threatening the bishop. So you have to start with this. Now where to go with the queen? Well, it also these squares here are not available, so it could go there anyway. Queen here is probably bad because of rook there, and then you have really a lot of activity. Say you go there with the queen, seems to be the most logical square. Okay, so like this you defend the pawn. Okay, that's why queen a2, knight c6, bishop here and queen there. Now you defend the pawn this way. Okay, but what is rook d1? Okay, now you can develop the bishop. But where? So let's see, bishop f5. Still very, very hard work to do here. h3, maybe g5 a threat? No, I don't think g5, g4 is ever a threat, so we don't have this. We have to move rook here, enabling the knight to move. Let's say still bishop f5, or even bishop g4, let's say. What's the idea? Moving the knight to here. Maybe the idea, if you take there, then rook takes here, but you have this knight check, which is really annoying. If you go there, then maybe bishop here, and if you take, then there's this queen checkmate. But what does this threaten? You can just go bishop here and you win the queen. So you cannot do that. Knight here. How is it material wise? Bishop pair. Okay, you have to do something with that pawn. So rook here. But then you can just snap this knight off. You could also do this immediately, actually. But what about knight here check? pawn takes, bishop takes, and now you again have this bishop check winning the queen. But we have different move. We have the move knight to here. What's the idea behind that move? Just going out of harm's way. Queen g6 maybe, threatening something like this to try and mate white here. What's the idea? Bishop here doesn't work. f6, bishop there, knight here. Now this is defended. But what is knight there actually threatens? Don't know. Maybe the knight is hopping into here to attack on b7. But let's see. Okay, queen here. Knight f2, bishop there, I suppose. g6. Okay, let's again see both evaluations. Stockfish zeros, and Senpai thinks it's better for black. Slightly better for black. Okay, we have this move, that move, knight d2, queen here, and knight f1. And now maybe rook c8 is what Senpai thinks. This is a good move. Oh, I now see after bishop there you could go in with this check. Queen takes, rook takes, king takes, and now you can take here, and you have 4 pawns against 4 pawns, but black's pawns are better, so probably this is also not what the doctor ordered. But knight f1 anyway. Let's see, bishop e6. Yeah, bishop e6 can't be played. Because after bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes, you're in deep trouble. Bishop takes, f takes, rook takes, queen f7 now. Okay, but what is if rook there? And just rook takes. This is equal, I think. Probably slightly better for white, but nothing more. Now Senpai changes its mind to h5, and it plays h5. Say bishop b6 to c5. Attacking the knight, so the knight has to move. Let's say it moves there. A knight here, oh, bishop there would have been met by knight here. Let's say rook takes. There is no back rank mate because of the queen is covering this square. Rook takes. Yeah, very interesting position. I will go and smoke a cigarette and we'll be back in a second. Yeah, we have the move knight f5. And now we had the move f3, bishop takes, king h1, threatening the bishop, counter threat with b5. Bishop moves back to g6, so it seems as though that white has lost another pawn. But now Stockfish thinks it's much better. Yeah, okay. I now see. Because these squares were covered. And now h3 We'll trap the bishop. The knight is covering the square. G2, so there is no knight. G3. So H3 will trap the bishop. Very nice, actually. Yeah, that's why F3 is played. King here, bishop there, bishop here. Now these squares are all covered, so the bishop had to move back, and now H3 traps the bishop. Okay, now I understand this pawn sacrifice. But black has 3 pawns for the piece, and maybe some attack. After knight check, knight takes, queen takes, threatening here. Then you get bishop check. See, king there, queen there, takes, and this is lost for black. So you cannot do this knight check after all. You have to keep defending this pawn. Also, bishop here might be a threat. After you because after this check, knight takes, queen takes, bishop here check, king there, let's say, queen here will attack the queen and also the knight, so you have to exchange, because this square to protect the knight and this square to protect the knight are all covered, so you cannot do this, and you also cannot go there. Kind of have to go there. Queen here, queen takes, king takes, and this endgame is lost. Yeah, we have this H3 move. Very nice play from Stockfish, but you don't have to go knight G3 now. So you go knight d4, attacking the bishop. See bishop here threatening to take the knight. Also covering this, not this square, but that square here. Threatening to take the knight now. Let's say you move the rook to here, but then bishop there attacking the queen. Bishop here attacking the queen. See, you go there. How is this endgame actually? It's probably better for white, but how do you win this? That's the problem. You only have 2 pawns left against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 pawns up for black. This 3 pawns. So very interesting. Bishop here. What? We have the other... Oh, the other knight jumps into d4. Bishop here, now attacking the rook. Rook c8 anyway. Bishop goes back. Oh, we don't have this. We have that move. Bishop goes back anyway. The bishop is defended by the queen. Queen here. It's the idea maybe to come in there to attack on h3. Bishop there, pinning the knight. Queen here anyway. Yeah, but then you lose due to that one. I don't know if you lose, but it's not good. But we have that move now. Queen here, double attacking the knight. Knight can't move, so knight here maybe. You do queen takes, knight takes, okay, we have bishop c4, queen here, knight here, no, with queen there, now bishop back. What about queen takes? I'm sure I missed here something, because the game is pretty fast. Bishop here. What about queen takes there? Bishop. Don't see it really, not. But after this, we had that, maybe, that. Bishop here, rook there, and bishop goes back to this square. Now rook here. I would go in here. No, this is covered by the knight. So this is not possible, but queen c3 may be possible. Queen f2 is what Stockfish is calculating. I can just move the knight to here maybe. And build something there. Bishop here, let's say. Rook there. Yeah, the knights are really covering everything here. So, okay, but we have to move queen c3, which I was suggesting. King here. No rook there. You cannot move the knight because it's pinned. So queen here. Knight is still pinned. Let's see both evaluations right around here. 0.90 and 0.0, so Stockfish thinks it's better. 0.97 I think I saw, or 0.82. 3 minutes left for Stockfish to decide what to do. Queen Queen d2 is what Stockfish is calculating, and the knight is still pinned to the rook, but you can go here. And what about this endgame now? I think it's a draw. I really think it's a draw. But we have to move Queen h4. Still covering the knight. Queen here, queen back, rook there. H5. Queen d2 now again, trying to offer an exchange of queens. Queen e5 again, declining. Probably. See, knight here, check. There is no, well, there is a check actually, which is pretty disgusting. Actually, you have to go there. And then queen here, check. Maybe have to block with the bishop, but then you can take the rook. This is not good for white, so you cannot jump away with the knight. Bishop to e5. Let's again see both evaluations. I'm really curious. 0.92 and 0.36, so Stockfish maybe makes progress. Rook d8, d7 is what Senpai is thinking. Okay, we have to move rook d6. This is Stockfish's first suggestion. It was Stockfish's first suggestion. Queen g4 now. What's the threat? Bishop takes, rook takes, rook takes, queen takes. The knight is still covering everything. So you kind of have to get rid of those knights here in the center of the board. Otherwise it's a draw. Okay, we have to move h5. What is if you just take it? And you're not pinned anymore. Knight check. Takes, queen takes, covering this checking square. So this knight check still doesn't work. Okay, why can't you take the pawn? Okay, we had a5. Now queen here, queen there, and now we take the pawn, threatening bishop to here, winning the rook. So now I think it's really over for the black team. Yeah, Stockfish also thinks it's over now. Knight here, rook takes, queen takes probably. Now I will go bishop here actually, or bishop there is even better, attacking this pawn. So queen f6 maybe to defend it. Yeah, but then you just take here. Okay, this comes with check, so you cannot do that. Knight hops back here. Bishop there. Knight there. Queen here, trying to exchange queens. 1 minute for both engines. Queen here. Okay, the bishop is doing a nice job of protecting the knight and protecting h3, and the knight does a good job of protecting g3. Bishop there. Knight here, check. No, I wouldn't take with the queen, I would take with the pawn. Yeah, but the queen is covering this checking square and also this checking square. The bishop is covering this checking square. Okay, we don't have this. Okay, now it's really fast. Bishop b2, preparing queen d5. Knight here, check. King there. Queen here, okay, but now queen d5. This forces an exchange of queens. And now this endgame should be won, I think. Let's see both evaluations. Yeah, Stockfish is on +3. Both engines are on +3. But it's still 2 pawns for the piece is really amazing. Let's see how Stockfish is gonna win this. With only 1 minute on the clock. Still it's not growing, so maybe it's still a draw. So let's see, knight here. Knight takes f3 check. Now it's only 1 pawn. Now it's no pawn anymore. So just a piece up for Stockfish. Easily winning, I think. Easily winning. Outside pass pawn. Here trying to exchange knights. Knight f2. King f3. Knight d3. Approaching move 72. It was really a hard thought game. Senpai really gave up. Okay, now we are on +6 already, but I want to see how this will unveil. king c6, knight here check, king c7, a3, and now Senpai resigned the game finally. So let's see, I have a couple of questions for Stockfish, but we'll ask a slightly newer version from Stockfish. Or the latest version to be exact. Stockfish from the 12th of November. Let's see how they evaluate this starting position. Stockfish gives it as around equal. Bishop f4 we have. Right here, bishop e2. Bishop b5, castles. For queen b1, queen d3 or queen c2 is the first choice. But let Stockfish calculate a little bit. Maybe it comes up with queen b1, now it's the first choice. Castles, now rook fd8, queen a5, bishop d3, rook here, e takes, bishop d3, pawn takes, rook takes, d8, knight takes d8, queen here, queen d5, queen a2, knight here. The first question I had is how to punish this move. New variation. Bishop takes c4, queen d7, a5, queen d6. Okay, just a couple of moves here. It should be around equal. Okay, so this is also possible, but we had that move. Now queen here, queen f5 was also possible. Rook ae1, bishop here, knight there, queen there, knight there, h5, bishop c5, knight here, f3. Now this is h3, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight here, bishop there. I had one more question after all this. Yeah, exactly here. No, I have a couple of questions. What about the end game here? New variation, rook takes, knight e6, rook takes, bishop takes, and king here, bishop there. Okay, yeah. I don't know if black can hold this, but it's still a try. Queen back here. Little tickle. Now we have this rook move. Queen there. Yeah, exactly. Why can't you take the pawn? Just bishop takes a5. New variation. Knight e7. Knight's a draw. Queen d2. Knight check. Knight takes. Knight check. Okay, this is why you can take the pawn. So queen here. Now you can take it, because now there is no, like in the previous variation, queen here. Okay, so we had that moves, and now I suppose it's Yeah, this is threatening mate. So you have to exchange queens, and now this endgame is just winning, I guess, or very hard to hold for black, at least. And in that position, Senpai resigned the game. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.